Welcome friends, in this one I'm going to show you how to solve the system x squared plus y squared equals 11, x minus y squared equals negative 5. So let's get going here. This is a nonlinear system. So notice it's set up and rigged in advance so that when you do the following, the y's go away. Add up the left sides. So you would have in that case x squared, right, and then plus the x, and then plus the y squared and minus y squared. You see the one is positive, one is negative, and on the right side you have 11 minus 5, which is 6. And as I've said, this is rigged a little bit, so that means this one cancels with this one. That's going to leave you just with x squared plus x, so x here like this, plus x, and then is equal to positive 6. Move the 6 over, so it's going to give you x squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. You can solve this equation just factor, so you're going to do two numbers that multiply to negative 6 and add up to positive 1, right? So right here in front of it, okay, there's a positive 1 as a coefficient on x. So maybe you can think of these two numbers, but it's basically, well, let's see, x plus 3, and then also x minus 2, and this is equal to 0 right here, because negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and then 3 minus 2 is positive 1. So then you solve each of these for 0 by setting it equal to 0. So either x plus 3 is equal to 0 as one equation, or x minus 2 is equal to 0 as another equation. So from this equation, subtract 3 on both sides. So x is equal to negative 3. Let's be careful here. And then solve this one. So add 2 and then add 2. So then you have x equals positive 2 from this equation. So there are two separate values of x thus far. Now we got to use these two separate values of x. So how are you going to use them? Well, we have x minus y squared equals negative 5. You can just plug these in. So you're going to have this, in other words. Using x equals negative 3, plug it into the bottom equation. So you have negative 3 minus y squared is equal to negative 5. All right, and now add 3 to both sides. So add a 3, add a 3. So that means, of course, remember, this one cancels with this one. So you have negative y squared equaling, let's see here, negative 2. Divide through by negative 1 to get rid of the negatives, right? So divide by negative 1. So now, right, this negative cancels with this one, and you have just y squared equal to positive 2. From here, just take the square root on both sides. So square root the left side, and then plus or minus square root on the right side. Again, now the root and the 2 will cancel off, and you're left with just y is equal to plus or minus root 2. Now be careful here, because a single value of x, negative 3, gives you two separate values of y, as you can see. So remember, it's going to be negative 3, and then with the positive root 2 as a point, okay? And then, let's see, negative 3 with the negative root 2 as a point. So these are 2 points of intersection corresponding to a single value of x. Now just repeat this. So when x has the value positive 2, like this, so plug it in basically. So 2 minus y squared is equal to negative 5. And solve this equation. So subtract 2, subtract 2. As usual, this one cancels with this one, so negative y squared is equal to negative 7. Divide through by negative 1 on both sides. Divide through by negative 1. So this cancels with this. It's going to leave you y positive squared is equal to positive 7. Take square root on both sides, so y squared is equal to plus or minus the root of 7 this way. All right, now as usual, cancel this root with the 2 in the exponent. So you have now y is equal to plus or minus the root of 7. And as before, this is going to give you 2 points. A single value of x equals positive 2, gives you two different values of y. So you're going to end up here basically with the following. Let's see, 2 comma positive root 7, and then 2 comma negative root 7 this way. So when you look at this now, notice, right, this is 1 point, second point, third point, and then this here is the fourth point. So there are 4 points that solve this system. Why is that the case? I'm not going to go in detail to graphing each equation, but I'm going to give you a general outline. So the reason is when you graph x squared plus y squared equals 11, that is a circle, roughly. I'm going to do this very roughly, okay, just to get the idea across. That's a circle, you know, that looks like this pretty much. So this here is the top of the system. So this is the x squared plus y squared is equal to 11 right here. That other one, x minus y squared minus 5, when you graph that, that looks like this, okay? I'm being kind of rough here just to get the idea across. It looks like this. So then, there's a point of intersection here, there's a point of intersection here, there's a point of intersection here, there's a point of intersection here. So now, remember that, well, these should be aligned, right? So again, I freehanded it, so it's not perfect. It's the idea across it, but really, like, these should be aligned a little bit better, like this, say about here, okay? So now, imagine this is x equals 2 right here. X equals 2 is this value, right? So, you see, a single value of x corresponds to two different values of y. You can think of this as negative root 7. And this y coordinate there, that would be the positive root 7. Same thing over here, you see, I freehanded it. It's always an issue with freehanding things, not on a computer, right? This gets the idea across though, right? I'm going to make this point bigger like this, okay? So, and then also make this one a bit bigger. There you go. All right. So this is like x is equal to negative 3 roughly. So then that means there's one point there and another point there. So that means this would be the negative root 2. So, for example, negative 3, negative root 2. And this one would be the positive root 2 up here. And that's why there are 4 different points of intersection between these objects, between the circle and this other parabolic looking object. And that is it. So I hope it's been helpful, friends. Please leave some comments, please leave a like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another video.